your grade school years.
Yeah.
Tell me about what happened when you got ready for high school.
Well, when it came time to go to high school, of course, living up there in North Wilmot, it was 12 or 14 miles to Andover to high school. And so my folks got together with Fred LaJoy. And Fred had two daughters, Lillian and Alice, the two older girls.
Mm-hmm.
And they had located an apartment down in Andover in the Roby House, which is the last house where you get to the railroad tracks on the right as you go down that street towards the railroad station.
Lawrence Street down towards the okay.
Big old house. I mean, it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
And it was owned by a wealthy family because the interior was all hardwood, oak, woodwork. That had little stained glass windows,
Mm-hmm.
you know, with designs in them and so forth. On the second floor, the floors were nice. They had a full kitchen up there. So it was agreed that I would bring what food I could, they would bring what food they could, and the girls would cook, and I would help with the housework and that sort of thing. And we stayed in that apartment, and Mr. and Mrs. Roby had the place, the downstairs, the first floor. So that's the way we did the first year.
You were a freshman in high school
I
then?
was a freshman. They were seniors. They graduated. So what to do next year? Well, their son, Freddie, was a freshman. I was a sophomore. And so my father and Fred LaJoy went downtown, and they inquired around, and they found that a fellow named McKinniston, that wasn't Liam. He lived right across the river in Andover, had a big chicken house. And out in back of his house, he had a brooder house. And for so much a month, I think it was around $10 a month, we could rent the brooder house. So that was what we did. We rented this brooder house, we put in a sheet iron stove, and we did have, I guess we put in a sink, and a couple of beds, and a table, and chairs, and so forth, and an old ice box. And we went down there, and Freddie and I boarded ourselves.
Good for you.
And so our mothers would cook what they could for us. That would last us, until maybe Wednesday.
Right.
Thursday and Friday we were on our own with what leftovers we might have.
And how old were you at that time?
Well, I was a sophomore, so I was 15.
15.
Wow.
He was
Isn't that
14.
amazing? Yeah.
And so we had to learn to cook.
Mm-hmm.
And quite often, of course, the end of the week you'd have leftover this, leftover that. So Freddie says, I'm going to make a starch. So he took everything, leftovers, put it all together, put it on the stove. Warmed it up, we ate it.
Yep.
And so that was the second year.
Mm-hmm.
The third year,